Hide screen. Okay. There we go. Got it up and running. Just wanna. How do I see my chat now, though? Bro. Why is it not giving me... Bro, it won't even show me my chat. I guess if I want to see chat, I'll just look at my phone. Right. Price targets. What do we got for price targets on this? Price targets. What do we got for price targets on this? Price targets. What do we got for price targets? That sucks. It done it before though, but the thing is, after it done it before, it went right back up. Gains, fuck.
Nike is the world's largest sportswear brand. This year, the company is on a mission to get its stride back. This week, the company posting its first earnings under new CEO Elliott Hill.
Nike beating on the top and bottom lines, but its sales fell 8%.
Analysts say it's the beginning of a long turnaround for the company, after what should have been an Olympic gold earnings summer. Nike shocked the market.
Shares of Nike are in free fall after they missed on revenue last night and cut their full-year earnings guidance. The shares, down 20%, are on pace for their worst day ever.
The plunge wiped out $28 billion of Nike's market cap.
This stock is cut in half since the all-time high in November of 2021. Like, what's happening? Is competition eating their lunch? I mean, that's pretty clear to me.
The company blamed its performance on everything from macro challenges to remote employees.
It turns out it's really hard to develop a boldly disruptive shoe on Zoom.
But experts say this was part of a years-long series of strategic errors.
When a $50 billion business sees a down 10% quarter, it's not an overnight occurrence.
Meanwhile, net sales of emerging competitors Hoka and On Running have both increased over 30% in recent quarters. Even established rivals like Adidas and Asics have seen growth while Nike has declined.
Nike has fallen behind, and I think that's illustrative of the fact that they've had a bit of a lull when it comes to innovation. If you don't have that, then the kind of scale that Nike has achieved isn't worth much if you don't have the growth.
Now, all eyes are on Nike's new CEO, Elliott Hill, to turn the company around.
Company veteran Elliott Hill is going to come out of retirement like Tom Brady to take the helm.
So what happened? And can Nike's new CEO get the iconic sportswear giant back on track? Since going public in 1980, Nike's formula of marketing around elite athletes helped it become a global superpower.
So what makes Nike special? Well, that's, I think, part of the magic of the marketing. So much of retail is storytelling. Nike dominates, or historically has dominated, storytelling.
We came back from the impossible, from being broken.
And that storytelling resulted in strong sales. By 2016, Nike reported annual revenues of $32 billion. Nike co-founder and former chairman Phil Knight decided he wanted to shift the company's focus towards digital growth before he stepped down as chairman in 2016. In 2020, former Nike board member John Donahoe replaced Mark Parker as CEO of the company.
Joining me is John Donahoe. He is the brand new CEO of Nike.
Thank you, Sarah. Thrilled to be here with you.
Nike, under Parker, they were hitting their stride when it came to design, resonating with the consumer. The next wave of growth for Nike was going to be in digital. Donahoe made sense because his background is as a tech executive. He was the CEO of ServiceNow, he was the CEO of eBay, so he came from Silicon Valley.
Under Donahoe, Nike began moving towards a more direct-to-consumer model, or DTC, by pushing sales directly from its own platforms and stores.
What Nike did is they decided, let's focus on DTC. It's a higher margin business, and of course, they want to keep the best releases for themselves, and therefore they pulled back from some of their long-standing partners, like Foot Locker, for example.
For a while, the plan seemed like it was working. In September 2020, Nike reported digital sales growth of 82%, despite relatively flat revenue for the quarter compared to the previous year.
Because of COVID, we all went into lockdown, and Nike digital online sales were booming. They were ahead of the game when it comes to retailers selling online because they were first at it, and they did extremely well.
Encouraged by this success, Nike began officially limiting ties with retail partners like Dick's Sporting Goods and Foot Locker, and cutting others out altogether. This was a bold move. As of June 2021, these wholesale partners still accounted for around 61% of Nike's sales. But Donahoe seemed to double down on Nike's digital push. In an earnings call, Donahoe said the consumer is digitally grounded and simply will not revert back. Here's the problem. Research shows that DTC doesn't always work the way businesses hope it will. A 2024 study by BMO Capital Markets found that retailers who sell directly to consumers didn't actually see a relative increase in revenue, margins, or other profit markers.
Everyone thought, oh, if I eliminate the middle person, I eliminate the partner, I'll get their profits, I'll get their margins. What we showed is it wasn't happening. We realized, no, you don't eliminate the middle person, you become the middle person. And the middle person isn't necessarily a great place to be if you don't have their scale, if you don't have their expertise. And so everyone had to absorb all the costs of running those operations. We found those brands did not see a relative improvement in their sales. They didn't see a relative improvement in their profits. It just didn't happen.
What Nike thought was a sales boost from its new digital model may have just been fortunate timing as the world went into COVID lockdown and shopping went virtual. In 2021, as lockdowns lifted and consumers started to seek out in-store experiences, Nike's digital growth started stalling. Internally, the company was undergoing layoffs and cost-cutting measures that it said were focused on shifting resources and creating...
What the fuck? I was watching that. Fuck, man. I gotta... Shit sucks, I own. Okay.
That's dangerous.
Yeah,
we
can't do good by father.
we got one of my kids' awesome gift.
You should not buy that.
Just trying to kill.
My cousin is a artist. He used to do ink work for comic books, and he's gotten into the 3D printing kind of hobby. So he's got like 12 printers in his house. So over the last year, he printed a 4-foot tall adult Groot. If you know the movie.
Oh, nice.
I love that fucking Groot.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, let me throw a picture up in VC because it looks fucking amazing. It's a one of a kind, and he hand painted it for her. It took him like a year to do. And she's such a huge Marvel fan. She watches the timeline of Marvel movies on Disney, and she's probably done it like 3 times. So she's gonna love this shit. Let me put a picture up if I can figure out where it is.
I'm fucking 40 years old. I
can't worry about that. I'm not a stock.
Dude, this gift is gonna floor her. It would amaze me if I was like
really
getting it. I'd be like, oh
dramatic
my god.
The movies want the
which is,
shit.
rapidly
Anyone here
rising
follow
rates that we saw in 2022. Those do impact the long duration assets. But as long as the Fed operated within the band, we actually, frankly, that's our going assumption, and we just focus on stock picking as long as there's no dramatic shifts that force us to change our discount rate. But overall, over a long period of time, fundamentals do matter. And particularly in this area where it is about innovation, the secular growth, we don't care as much about macroeconomics.
So that's it's 3D printed, like it's probably like 20 different pieces, and then he hand painted the whole thing. So she's gonna be totally floored by it.
Appreciate Lei Chu, CIO for Thematic Innovation, Equities for Alliance Bernstein. So get this, ready?
Really well done.
Estimates project almost
So that's what I'm really excited to give. And then we're upgrading my
than
stepson's
50
video
miles
card.
this holiday
So
season.
he's gonna be happy about that. Those are the two.
Oh my god,
40,
that's
70?
a lot.
Not me.
Apparently almost
40,
90%
80
of them
Ti,
by
I believe it is.
car.
Ooh,
nice.
Actually, I'm like feigning ignorance.
And he's
but we
dude, he's
would
on a
have been
10. I think he's on a 1060 right now. Like the last time we put a card in was like 2019.
Christmas.
What was that thing? $1,200?
Memorial Day. I'm on
more than that.
Memorial Day?
I got it from Super Micro.
Happy President's Day weekend. Let's just start
like-
there. Anyway,
was
coming
like
up, we're going to talk more
2,300.
about the holiday travel season. We'll also bring you some
Got
of the
it from
interview
Super
with
Micro?
JetBlue
Yeah.
CEO and get an update on what's happening with American
I'm
Airlines.
sorry.
over
Yeah,
this
it's Super
holiday
Micro
season.
or
Take
whatever
a
it's
look
called.
at
Micro
the
Center. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Micro
I was
Center.
like, what?
little bit
the fuck?
of
Yeah,
the
we don't.
highs.
We live. There's one by
have
Villanova
to get it
University.
fenced
This is
It's called St.
American
David's.
I bought my graphics car from the
So
Tesla
she said, could you get it through your Chinese broker, the Super Micro, in the chassis? Full of H200s.
So yeah, we're pumped about that stuff, and then the girls just love clothes, man. We just got them a lot of clothes, like lots of clothes.
Really cool, man. Cheers. I'm happy for you guys, man.
I got my wife. So and funny little story. If you didn't know they're out there, there's headphones called Shocks. I think we've talked about them in here before, but they don't cover your ear, and they use like the jawbone connectivity stuff, so you can hear background noise. And we got them for my wife because she puts her earbuds in the morning at 4 a.m. when she gets up and starts cleaning and shit, and can't hear how loud she is. So everybody in the family chipped in for that as our gag gift this year.
Nice.
It's earbud so she can't hear herself cleaning.
No, earbuds so she can, so she's not as loud. Because she says, I can't tell how loud I am. I have my music playing. It's like, okay, we're going to get you an open ear headphone. Then.
Downstairs banging pots and pans. Meanwhile,
Oh, yeah, dude, it's brutal. It's brutal. Even the dogs are like, what the fuck? So that's where we're at. So we're pretty happy about everything this year. We think we're going to have a good Christmas. And it's the first time we've had all 5 kids home at the same time in almost 4 years.
Hey, man, you know what? Nowadays, if you're able to sit at the table with your kids and eat some good food, it's a blessing.
Yeah, that's why we're taking advantage of it. We're going to Sullivan's in a little bit. I'll leave in half an hour. We're doing lunch there today for Christmas Eve, and then they're doing their things with their boyfriends and stuff. And then tomorrow we'll do Christmas, and then we'll do Christmas dinner, and I'm making that at home. I'm doing tomahawk steaks with homemade crab cakes with jumbo lump. And then on Thursday, our family's coming over, and we'll have 35 people here. And I'm doing homemade pasta bar for that one.
Tomahawks?
You can't
You
believe
want me
it.
over cheese?
Yeah, dude, they're awesome. They're fun to cook. I don't know if you ever cooked them, but they're pretty cool.
I've never cooked one because I got too nervous. I didn't end up getting a cut, but they're amazing. I love them.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. The girls
I didn't want to fuck
actually,
it up.
the girls actually eat the fillet in it and then give the rest to our son, which is cool. So he just piles them up.
So good.
Pretty awesome. Anyway, I didn't mean to talk that much, but yeah, I'm just excited about the holidays.
Man, it's always good to kind of know everyone's off to a good holiday, you know? Brings me joy.
Damn you, Cheese, for talking for a whole minute and a half straight.
I don't talk.
Dude, I'm kidding, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Well, this company is really impressive. Like, in its leadership is really impressive.
All right, tell us about the company. What do they do?
Thermal management and batteries and heat storage. I mean, energy
like
storage. Little
What
bitty
kind of
company.
batteries? Cars or houses or for what?
All battery applications.
AA batteries?
Well, mainly
It's a company that's
lithium
doing surgical
and,
like QuantumScape. They just took a shit.
electric vehicle type batteries.
Oh, one more. I'll give you guys one trade today that I think might happen. I think Mara, if you know what Mara is, they do crypto miner, right? I've been watching them and trading them because the IV is really good. They're at a level right now where I think if they go sideways for the next, even today, say the rest of today, I think they break out into the end of next week into like the 23 level again. They're consolidating right now. Like 2005 was a level I thought they would reject, and they did for a minute, but they pushed right through it. And I think the next level is 2080. I don't know if they can get there today, but that's a Friday target. And then after that, I would say like 2350 would be your target into January.
What's the symbol? MARA?
Yeah, MARA. They've started to do what MicroStrategy is doing, which I'm bullish the company, and I do hold it as a full disclosure. I do hold it and sell calls against it. But I'm very cautious selling my calls right now because they've started to buy Bitcoin, and they've openly said we want to mirror what MicroStrategy is doing, and they've been diluting their stock to buy Bitcoin. So I think that it could really become a bigger play over the next year.
They also mine it.
Yeah, they do mine it.
So
They bought 1.5.
Their cost average is lower.
What did they buy? 1.5 billion last week. I think they bought in Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Might have even been 2 weeks ago now.
Okay. So yeah, I would just keep it on your radar. I could be wrong with that call out. It could come back down to 1850 and freak everybody out. But just keep your eye on that one because I think it's like next year. I think it's going to be a volatile stock that you can swing around and get some good IV on.
I think you're right.
The CEO, master's in electrical engineering, and he worked as a director for a semiconductor company and a chief technology officer from NASA.
Wow. You know.
I mean, so they're not just schmoes. I mean, they know what they're doing. A lot of patents and intellectual property, so licensing agreements.
Why is my eye going blurry today?
That's pure gross margin on licensing your IP.
I think I'm gonna go to Peru.
Jag, you didn't find the package, right?
No.
Fuck
But I
her.
messaged him. Yeah, I think someone took it, dude. Or I thought it was theirs.
And its stock's been going up 15% every day for the last couple of days.
Is that anyone else your size, Jag? In the house?
Damn, dude. That's
Nobody
Whoa.
Jack's size. Have you seen Jack's penis?
I mean, I think we all have.
Wait, did it go through UPS or FedEx, or did it go through USPS?
Yeah, like, where's the tracking number? How about you provide
UPS.
that?
I'll send it to you. I'm just driving right now.
Because if it was the post office, they'll send it back to the post office.
This guy didn't send you shit, bro.
Didn't, dude.
That was the annoying thing. I had a package show up at my neighbor's house, right? And I you know, like the when they dropped it off at one at the house, they took a picture of my neighbor's front door with the package sitting there, right? So I went over there. I was like, "Hey, did you get like one of my packages?" And he was like, "No." I was like, I have a picture of it on your porch. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "The fuck."
Mama.
Dirtbag trying to steal your fucking package.
That happened to me too, man.
That's your baby oil, not his.
A UPS driver did that to one of my packages.
Oh,
and
did you open your package?
I did not yet.
Open yours.
I'll
A
open it
lot
when I
of
get home
the
today.
like UPS will hire like temporary workers for this time of year. So it's like
He delivered it to the wrong house, like my next door neighbor. So I went out there because I saw it happening. And I said, "Did you maybe put my package there? It shows delivered, but I didn't get it." And he got real mean with me. He goes, "No, I didn't put it in the wrong place." And he didn't cuss, but almost cussed me out. Then I'm walking back to my house and I hear, "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. I did put it over there. Let me get it for you."
UFO, sir.
Dude, I found a house I'm trying to close on.
No way, dude. Can I live there?
Very happy.
Please.
It has three individual buildings. It has like a garage with like a loft. It has a whole like huge pool house, like ginormous. Like it's like 2,000 square foot pool house. And then it has the main house. So fucking awesome. I actually thought the pool house and the garage were like your neighbors when I first saw the pictures of it, and then I realized that it was all part of the same property. Fucking awesome. Very happy.
Much wow. 5 stars.
Are you zoned for multifamily though, or no?
No, I'm not going to. I don't want people to live with me.
Oh, I didn't know if it was an investment property or what.
No, this one's it's total between all 3 buildings. It's 9,000 square feet, 8 beds, 8 baths. I just want a house. Like I want a bigger house. Like I went from a 5,300 square foot house where I could have like a bunch of people over all the time. It was like it didn't really bother me, to like a smaller house, and I hate it. I was like, I want a bigger house again. I want a house like where like people want to come and like hang out and like chill.
Have a Merry Christmas, guys. I'm out.
You
I'm
too.
heading to lunch, man. You guys be good.
Hey,
Enjoy your family. Don't get mad if your brother or sister gets more than you. Just fucking suck it up.
Happy Hanukkah.
Don't get all political at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Bring up,
Merry Christmas.
Speaking of,
whoever
appreciate you,
films
brother.
himself bringing up UFOs at Christmas dinner, I will give you a $50.
Sure, at Sabin's
M1
dinner table
card.
there'll be UFO.
Oh, I got an uncle that already does it. He believes in flat Earth.
By the way, Lockheed just got a new contract, $12 billion F-35s.
What are the flat earthers going to do
Just
with all the
hit,
space exploration of late?
It's fake.
Same thing they've always done.
According
Just
to
keep trucking along.
Yeah. Dude, if you get trapped with him, he will talk about conspiracies for hours.
June 2027. Damn. Okay. Need time for Elon to cancel that bitch.
Anybody know anything about Elevate Health?
With an E? Hootie, whaty?
Yeah,
What's the
Elevate.
symbol?
ELV is a ticker.
They sell semi-glutates, I think. Semi-glutates, I think. Wait, there's multiple different Elevate Healths.
It's a pretty established company, like 80 billion.
ELB.
Is it a healthcare education company? Is that the one you're talking about?
Nah, it's like what the fuck do they call it? Like a health. It's like an insurance company and everything.
Interesting.
It might be like a self-managed, like a company that helps self-manage companies.
Can you tell me the ticker again?
ELV.
That's Elevance Health.
Elevate. Oh, Elevance, yeah.
Damn it.
Sorry, I said
Elevate.
Elevate.
I'm guessing this started dumping because of RFK, like a month
It
ago.
used to be Anthem. Yeah,
Words are
maybe
hard
it's
to
RFK.
pronounce.
It's a RFK
Okay.
thing.
Oh, so it's a provider?
It's like in deep value territory, though.
Morgan Stanley adjusted them to 388, down from 551. That's a pretty large adjustment.
I got a
I'm
large
looking at it
adjustment.
like analyst calls on them, and they're like 100% accurate going forward, and everyone still thinks it's going up.
I would bet that they will probably reduce the quarterly dividend, though, which is at a 1.76% right now.
It's not very high for a.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all.
But if the stock dumps as much as it just did in the last month, usually they'll reduce that dividend just a little bit.
They've only had that div since 2020.
Interesting.
I bought them back when they were Anthem a while ago. Made a good amount on them, and I sold them kind of like where they're at now. But now they're like back in value territory.
There is a lawsuit as to whether they breached fiduciary duties.
Maybe that's it.
That was December 11th, though. That seems to be right when it started to dump, though.
Because
Well,
since
the
like
only dividend
September,
companies
they've been tanking.
I was in was a little utility in the middle of America that had paid an increasing dividend every year since the
I'll steer
1930s.
clear of that one.
And then it got hit by a supercell tornado and got its entire infrastructure torn apart.
Damn, what was that? That's like a dividend king.
So it suspended its dividend until the foreseeable future, and its stock was like 80%, like 20% of what it was the day before after the tornado hit. So it's no recovery from that.
And, acts of God are a bitch.
Looks like that drop. So it says in October 2024, Elevance reported Medicaid enrollment had decreased by 19% from the previous year's third quarter. This was due to...
The Christmas, I think I'm going to be out too. It doesn't seem like anything happening now.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing any filings around that September drop.
We are basically deep in the European earnings season. Take a look at how we're faring when it comes to Asian markets.
The Middle East and Africa regions are home to some of the biggest deals and fastest growth in the world. Vibrant resources and high-yield investment opportunities abound. I'm Jumana Bersechi. Join me on Bloomberg Horizon's Middle East and Africa for the stories, newsmakers, and insights shaping the decisions of traders across this exciting region.
We're scaling up at incredible pace.
This region is growing so rapidly. The opportunity is really huge.
Only on Bloomberg. Context changes everything.
Good morning. This is Bloomberg Surveillance.
Welcome back to the opening trade.
This is Bloomberg Technology.
This is the Asia Trade.
This is Wall Street Week. Welcome to Balance of Power. This is Bloomberg.
All right, happy Tuesday, happy Christmas Eve. I'm Alex Steele in New York with Paul Sweeney. This is a special edition of Bloomberg Markets on Bloomberg TV and radio. Taking a look at the equity market right now, S&P is up 0.7%. The Nasdaq a full 1 percentage point up. It's clearly tech outperforming, but the financials are also doing pretty well. A little off the highs of the session, but nonetheless, as banks sued the Fed due to those
I didn't know
stress
that
tests.
was a thing.
Apparently, it's now a thing.
Okay.
We're also taking a look at the bond market. Yields up by about 3-4 basis points on the long end. Also watching the belly as the 5-year auction should be coming in at any moment's time. So economists have now raised their projections for U.S. inflation next year due to tariff concerns last week. The CEO of the food distribution giant Cisco weighed in on those challenges now facing his industry.
We're seeing a bit of a normal environment at the current moment. The challenge that consumers are facing is the following, Kitty. If you look at that cumulatively over the past 2 to 3 years, menu prices when we go to a restaurant are up about 30 to 40% versus 2019.
Yo, you used to pee on your parents' toothbrushes.
Feeling when we go to a restaurant.
Until they found out
we
you had
Cisco are
diabetes.
taking actions with our supplier
Smell
community,
the
with our
toothbrush.
own book of
Yeah,
business
it's like-
to help bring those prices down, so we can.
I'm
help
not even mad. I'm
restaurants
just
lower menu
concerned. I think you might
prices
have diabetes.
and still hit the profitability
concerned.
targets
Very
that those
sweet.
individual business owners are hoping to achieve.
Right, it
very
seems
young
like
when I did
consumers
that.
who were looking forward to a spate of
Fix
deflation.
Yeah, you know what I didn't do when I was very young?
Even a
Pee on
lower
people's
cocoa,
toothbrushes.
coffee, up almost 40%, more than 10%, respectively.
I'm like an
And
elephant.
I'd say that's a
there
pretty
is
decent
something you could
indicator
do
of
to bring those
psychosis.
prices lower. What exactly is it at the end of the day? Or do
Fucked
you
up,
simply
Metal.
just
You're
see
fucked up.
consumers shifting
Dude,
their preferences
I
to
will
goods
like.
that are
I'm
cheaper?
better
Extreme
now.
hatred.
Sure, that's a great question. I appreciate it.
Okay.
We view ourselves as a part of the
I'm better
solution.
Something tells me
now.
there's more stories
Have a
like
four-part
this.
plan,
But
if
all
you
through
will, to
high
help
school and like middle
decrease
school,
the pain
elementary
that
school,
consumer's
people
feeling when they
did
go
not mess
out
with
to
me
eat.
because
First and
I would
foremost
get
is to
people
work
back
with our
at
supplier
10
on their
I didn't
brushes.
have that
to
like
bring down
filter of
costs.
like
We are the largest
like for example,
producer
like a
of
guy
food in the
kicks
food
me.
away from home
He wanted to fight me.
segment.
He
So
kicked me,
leaning
but he
in
was like
hard
way
with our
bigger than me, so I
suppliers
wasn't going to fight
to
him.
help them be
But
more
like
efficient,
I
be
went
that
to his
how we
truck
buy, the frequency
during the
that we
day
buy,
and I poured
creating
like
competitive
sugar,
environments to
salt.
have
I put
suppliers
ping
of
pong
like
balls
product
and
compete for
quarters
our business,
into his gas
so we
tank
can
because I
get
didn't know
to
what was
lower
fucking
that
up.
dirty
But
price and again pass that
his truck,
value and
you know,
savings
truck
on
had
to
blew up
our
basically.
end customers so they can lower menu price. Step two
Something
is
You were
I
Cisco
basically
brand.
the
We offer
autistic
a
screeching
private label
meme in high
product
school.
under the Cisco
Huh?
banner, and that
You were the
product is
autistic
very high
screeching
quality,
meme in high
and
school.
it enables our customers to save money. We say save
No.
them time, save them
I
money.
was
It may surprise you that 50%,
I just got people back like tenfold. I didn't have that
to a
like
mom and pop
like
independent
like
restaurant is a
someone
Cisco
hurts
branded
my
product, and
feelings.
we
Like
can lean
I
in
shouldn't
harder there. We call them
be
swap
like
and save
do something
opportunities.
horrible.
Make it clear on our ordering website, make it clear through our 7,000 person plus sales force to share that value with our customers.
As long as it made you feel better.
Bro's Mega Man.